During the 1930s, doctors only earned $61 a week, compared to $80 an hour today. Can you imagine living in a world where doctors only earned $61 a week? That would put the rest of us at even lower incomes. The Great Depression was a time of poverty and tragedy caused by an economic downfall and had a great impact on the world. I researched this topic I'm speaking about today because it interests me, and I want to share the information with you. First, I will cover what the Great Depression was. This will be followed by the causes of the Great Depression. And finally, I will tell you the effects it had on the world. So what was the Great Depression? The Great Depression was a severe economic crisis triggered by the stock market crash of 1929. In the United States, during the worst part of the Depression, 16 million people were unemployed. According to William P. Yohe, in an article titled Depression, the Great, from an Encyclopedia of Keynesian Economics, written in 2013, the Great Depression largely originated in the United States. Many historians today still debate the causes, but in a 2016 article titled Great Depression Causes, from the Hutchinson Unabridged Encyclopedia with Atlas and Weather Guide, Helicon states that the Great Depression was only caused by the Wall Street crash of 1929. In the late 1920s, people had the mindset of get rich quick, which was what caused the Wall Street crash because of the excessive speculation of the stock market. Herbert Hoover, the president at the time, blamed the Great Depression on the European states because he thought that the European states still hadn't recovered from the effects of World War I. Many people in the U.S. decided to blame their president. There were little towns made of cardboard boxes called Hoovervilles because of the association that he had with the Great Depression. But the American economy was already a mess. But since he couldn't provide relief from this mess, his popularity decreased. Now, some believe it's too simplistic to blame the Great Depression only on the economic downfall and stock market crash of 1929, because a healthy economy should be able to recover from that. But 9,000 banks failed in the months following the crash. Additionally, in an article titled Causes of the Great Depression by Rick Stosack from the World History Encyclopedia, written in 2011, technological innovation might have played a role in the cause of the Great Depression. With the spread of the assembly line, developments in electricity, and improved understandings of chemical reactions, people started losing their jobs. People that lost their jobs because of these improvements had nowhere else to go and couldn't find any other jobs. There were many effects of the Great Depression. One of the effects was the rise of crime rates. People would steal anything that they could to provide for themselves and for their families. Average family income fell from $2,300 a year to $1,500. Prostitution was also on the rise because desperate women were looking for ways to pay their bills. Demographic trends were also changed as an effect. Marriages were delayed because men wanted to wait till they could provide for a family to propose to a woman. Divorce rates also went down, but abandonment rates were on the rise. Men would leave their marriages and call this the poor man's divorce. Birth rates dropped dramatically as well because it was hard to care for children during the time of the Great Depression. About 200,000 people moved out to California by 1940, and 2.5 million people left the Great Plains looking for a new start. Higher education was also affected. The nation's universities saw their student bodies shrink during the first decade of the Depression, although male attendance in high school increased because they knew they wouldn't be able to get jobs, so they decided to stay in school. In conclusion, the Great Depression was a time of poverty and tragedy caused by an economic downfall and had a great impact on the world. Today, historians still debate the causes, but the effects were very clear. Knowing that doctors only made $61 an hour is a startling fact. Hopefully, the U.S. will never have to suffer from something like the Great Depression again.